So guys, does that look like your practice? How many times I see people come down to the practice green, one club, normally the 60 or 58 or sand wedge, chuck the balls down, hit the same shot 3 times, one's good, one might be a bit long, then the next one's short. So what I want to talk about today guys is how to practice, how to come down, how to spend 20 minutes improving your short game as opposed to 20 minutes really just wasting your time. Good afternoon guys, welcome back to the channel. Chris Dennis here, putting specialist and short game performance coach. So you've just seen there what I see time and time again is people come down to practice and it's not very productive. So I've come down to the chipping green today and I brought all my wedges. So I've got my 58, 54, 50 and pitching wedge. Also brought a towel which I've wet slightly so again I can clean my club. So what I see is obviously people come down and hit ball after ball after ball after ball. They don't clean the club face. Then they wonder why they're not getting as much spin, they start to hit it harder, the ball starts to roll out. They don't take any confidence away. They might have spent 20 minutes, half an hour here and go away, well I've hit some balls but I've not exactly improved. So what I want you to do is when you come down to your chipping area, bring all your wedges, a towel, and all you need is 2 golf balls. Okay, so we're going to do a simple drill I do here with all levels of players from your elite amateurs to your pros, to your 28 handicaps and above. And what we're going to do is that with the first ball, I'm going to drop a ball here into this grass. Okay, so I've got the lie there. And what I'm going to do now is think about how I need to get that ball to that hole. So I see obviously a lot of times people only bring one club down with them. I'm going to now think about if I throw this ball, how would I throw this ball the most efficiently to get that close to the flag. So I'll do that now. Okay, so pretty good, gone to a foot. So you see that I landed the ball just about here, so just onto the green, and then it ran out nicely and I could control that. So I want to now think about what club out of my 4 wedges would land here and run out to the flag. Again, obviously with me doing a couple of swings, that's just like me doing my practice swings, judging how far and when I'm going to release that ball to get it that distance. So I've looked at the lie is pretty reasonable. I know what I need to land in that landing zone, so I'm going to go with my pitching wedge. So the wedges are all clean at the moment, so I'm going to come in here now, visualise, obviously looking at the flag, couple of swings, and I'm going to play this shot trying to land it in the same area. Perfect example there, I landed it a little bit too far compared to where I threw the ball. So that's now ran on probably 8 to 10 feet past. So not a great chip. I used the right club, I just needed to make a little bit of a shorter swing to get that closer to the hole. So what I would do now, go and collect those 2, move around and we're going to pick a different lie. So I've moved around now, totally different lie. So up there it was pretty much like a semi-rough. I've now gone into the rough. So I'm now, again, hitting shots that I might get on the golf course. I'm not just going to a nice lie, teeing it up and trying to chip from a perfect lie every time. I'm working my way around the green, looking at different lies, what we might get on the golf course and how I would play that. So again, if we can make your practice similar or harder to what it is onto the course, we're going to go out there with more confidence. Oh, I played this shot on the chipping green. Oh, I played a harder shot but when I was practicing. The harder we make your practice, the easier it is when we go back out onto the golf course. So, same principle here, so I'm going to have a throw. Good, so there I needed a little bit more loft to land it a little bit softer because we've got a little less green to work with. So here, I'm in the rough, the lie's pretty good, it's sat up nicely, but I'm going to go with my 54 degree on this shot. So I need something that's going to get through the rough. I also need something that's going to pop it up a little bit because I need a little bit more of a landing angle to slow the ball down. So again, a couple of practice swings, seeing how that grass is reacting. Clean the face. Okay, so a better shot, 2 feet, so I'd be very happy with that. So today's a perfect example of the grass is a little bit wet. We've also, well, I've also been cutting it, so there's a little bit of grass on the face, so that affects the spin on the ball massively. So when you're out on the golf course, if you're playing early in the morning, if you're playing the next couple of days when it's expected to rain, you've got to think you're going to have less spin. So when you're thinking about where you're going to land that ball, it's probably going to be a lot closer because there's going to be more run out. So the way we can get that ball to stop and slow down is by using a landing angle. So again, using a club with a little bit more loft. So if the ball's coming down from a higher height, that's going to take a bit of speed out of it. If I went low there with a 50, I would have had to land it here in the fringe, and then we're not so sure how that might bounce and how that might roll out. If we can land it on the green, guys, that's what we want to do. We want to land it on the green as much as we can. So now let's move on. So I've played that one. I'm going to get those balls again, and we're going to move now to a tighter lie and something that I might need to bump and run. So let's have a look. So I changed my mind. I've come down now to a shot that, again, nobody practices. I never see anyone really practice awkward lies. Whenever I see anyone practice, they're always off a flat spot, they're always out of a fluffy lie, which makes it easy. But on a golf course, we might end up with this, and a lot of times when people come for lessons, they say, oh, I struggle with awkward lies. Well, do you practice awkward lies? Well, no, because I hope not to be in them. Well, we all hope not to be in them, but at some point we're going to be there. So this is a perfect example. What I see a lot when I've got the ball on an upslope is people still use too much loft. So this one's going to be really good for you to practice. So if I was to stand square on, thinking about how I'm going to throw it, I've got around about 10-15 paces here to the flag. Let's roll that one out now and let's see how I would throw it to there from here, and let's see if that relates then into what club I choose, and is it a big difference to what you would normally go for. So again, for me there, I can see that I've landed the ball relatively early on the green and it's ran out. So I want something again that's going to run a lot, not fly a lot. So a club that most people don't use often, but you can see I've already used a pitching wedge twice so far to play these shots around the green. Most of the times you don't bring your pitching wedge down, or it never comes out of your bag. So let me play the pitching wedge. Good, so I'll be pretty happy with that. You can see that my throw is then related into my pitching wedge. We're around about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 feet away, 5.5 feet. So the pitching wedge is a club I don't use a lot. So doing this for myself has already improved and made me think about what clubs I'm using from different areas. So it's very productive, this practice. So I've played 3 different lies there. It's took me about 5-10 minutes to play those, talk through the shots, throw the ball. But it's engaging, so I'm not bored. I'm thinking about different shots. I'm playing shots that I don't normally do, and then when I go onto the golf course this afternoon, if I get one of these lies, I can start to relate it. Oh, I played that shot earlier. Whereas if I was to stand there for 20 minutes, chip from the same spot, you know, on the golf course, I'm not going to get a perfect lie. I'm not going to get the same club every time. You know, the green, I might have a pin short, I might have a pin long. So vary your practice. I would normally say do around about 9 different shots. You might play some that are very similar, but we can have some out of the thick rough, the semi-rough, off the fringe, certainly down in the bowl where we started, up slopes, down slopes, side slopes. So obviously throughout the series I'm going to go through what things we need to change at setup to play various lies. But what I would like you to do is when you go down to practice, start to see, is it your club selection? It could come down to just club selection. I see that time and time again from amateurs when they come for a lesson. They're just using the wrong club. They don't use other clubs because they're not confident with them. But if you don't practice with them and go through, okay, what's my process of picking the club, where's my landing zone, you're never going to use those clubs. So come around, 2 balls, nice and easy, get your wedges and don't forget your towels. So cleaning and drying the clubs, hence why they do it on tour. You know, even when they do the practice swing, you see they either wipe it on the leg or go and dry it off, because that's going to affect your spin. So it's going to affect how that ball comes off the club face, which could leave you a 15-foot putt instead of a 5-foot putt. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully that's helped you. Hopefully that's given you an idea of how to practice your short game if you've got a short game facility. If not, you could do it on the course when it's quiet potentially, but I didn't advise that. So guys, as for now, I will see you again on Monday when we'll be talking a little bit more putting. As for now, see you then. Enjoy your weekend.